burnt some plushie. Already cut out one side, and we're going to start on the other. I'm in the middle of school right now, so I'm pointing away from my face. Got my safety scissors, so I'm going to safety first. I don't usually use safety scissors, it's just this situation it's the only kind of scissors I'm allowed to have since I'm in this school. And with today's society, it's kind of really because now scissors are considered a weapon.
Yo, I need that! Let me make one.
Dentist created.
Get your bitch! Damn. That's like a green. It's white, just like you.
Whoa. It's right here. You're so close. Right here.
Just trusting that one.
Do you think that comment is in the right place?
I'm afraid to go from there.
Excuse me. Could you get out of the way of the camera frame because I'm trying to record a video for my YouTube channel. I can't do this at home because my parents might catch me using my phone. This is basically how I make the
Okay, and then make sure you see the guys, and he loves the small of her.
No.
Bitch ass leg.
No piense, Isabela.
Who will make green card faster wins?
Alright, let's do one.
Yeah, like this one right there. Nope. Never mind.
Okay, and the back part is done. So take these, go together, flip it over.
So you guys could grab your workbooks. We're going to start a new poem. Okay, and we're going to talk more about literature. And then it's going to be page 95. So when you open it, you should see like the flag, and then the poem that's next to it.
She doesn't need her book. She can get it herself.
No, I can't.
Damn! Wait.
I see people who so many workbooks.
No.
Wait, so Sophia, if you want to
It wasn't her house. I didn't know where to
make sure you guys take your workbooks.
Close that Chromebook.
Wait.
Close her Chromebook.
Wait.
Close her Chromebook.
Yeah, close your Chromebook actually.
Vea, esto es solamente que puede.
Working on
See?
Are these yours?
yes.
Can I borrow them?
Sure. I ain't using them no more. I ain't using them no more. I'm making a plushie.
See? Oh my god, yes you did. I mean, you left one, didn't you? Why are you doing that? Wait, Miss. You have the index card?
No, I don't have like a lot like extra, sorry. Yep.
And I hope you don't want who tells
Which one are you doing? Okay, so this one?
We're just gonna go around and come here.
So maybe never comes after a call.
Actually, I'm gonna do something real quick.
Wait. Yeah.
Okay, if you get one of these slips in the comments, say that Gavin sent you. Okay? I'm actually gonna share some right now.
How do you make that? Not you.
Can you subscribe to my secondary channel?
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Okay, now back to the video.
Yo te voy a pegar. Yo te voy a pegar.
So does everyone have their workbook already going?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Make sure you're on page 95. So we are reading and annotating this poem. Okay. What we are looking for is basically like rhetoric. What was rhetoric?
What?
What's rhetoric again? What's rhetoric from last week? So it's like rhetoric. What is it? Close. It would be how you process basically like persuasive elements. So basically, oh, yours is right there. Got you. Okay. So yep, it's just gonna be page 95. It's how you communicate a point. Okay. So what she's arguing for in this piece is basically that refugees should be treated more fairly. Okay, so that's what we're focused on. Also, she uses imagery throughout it. What is imagery? Do you guys know? Close.
You're gonna want to cover up the top.
Yeah.
Something with images, I think?
Yeah, so it's going to be like a mental image when you read it. So for imagery, I just want you to write the definition at the top of your workbook, where imagery is visual elements. Okay?
You're gonna want to tape up the top
Writing
as
it more
much as
like
you
what that
can.
is. But yeah, you just want to write like imagery with like visuals. And then you just want to write at the top of it like imagery would just be visual or like mental like images.
Wait, you look your way like if you did it.
I don't know, like you could just do like imagery would be like visuals.
Entonces, no te voy a caer cositas. Cállate la boca. Hazte así. Perdón. Andrew, perdón. Pégame, Daniel.
How the fuck did you know?
Daniel.
How the fuck did you know?
Daniel,
How do you know it's Adrian? It's easy.
pégame.
Where do you put it out?
Perdóname.
You want it.
Yo también también.
How the fuck did you know that? Son of a bitch!
Yep.
I have to grab my secondary tape.
And then also close your Chromebook, Johnny. And then also, yeah, you guys can close your Chromebooks. You don't really need them like rest of class, okay? Your book should be on the shelf back there.
Oh!
Then you guys can close your Chromebooks. Let me try to find it. Hold on.
I need my Chromebook.
Hey, can I have the scissors back?
Look on with Daniel, that's okay. Alright, and then we have our phone. Make sure you have your Chromebook closed, actually.
If you ever come to a point like this,
Okay.
I don't want to because you're
making me
I can't.
I know, because you guys are all like pretty off task. task right now, so
I'm focused.
that's okay, you're good.
You said you're interviewing me too, so I'm not gonna do it. But I'm
I know. Goodbye.
I just told you. Do you
Tíramelo.
want me to? Are you
Tíramelo.
asking me to?
Tíramelo.
Is this you asking?
Closer.
If you are, I will chuck all four of these.
Nada más uno.
No.
No, nada más uno.
I'm focused. Only one?
No, you're not. You're doing something.
It doesn't count?
You can close your Chromebooks if you want.
Using this one.
For sure. Okay, you're good. And then if you're close. Okay. So I think we're like a little bit more like focused now. For sure.
You
Got
might
it.
want to
All
create
right.
an opening
So
at the
imagery
bottom
is
like
what we're
this.
highlighting for. We just want to look for words that can give us certain cues as to how she's feeling and then paint a picture in our head of what she's going through. Okay. Also, in the class, I want you to write a short discussion question. Okay.
Cotton balls.
Basically, we're just thinking, what is she arguing for, and then what imagery is supporting her argument. Alright? First, yep.
Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos, uno. Dale.
It's not just gonna be a green.
No, tú no. Ya lo vi.
So what is a refugee?
A what?
What's a
Refugee?
refugee? Yeah.
Someone like an outlawer? No.
Refugee is somebody like,
Race alone, like.
somebody coming, like, somebody, a refugee.
Yes. Awesome. So basically, it's someone who comes from a different country because there's like a time
Oh,
of war.
I'm
So
a
it's kind of
refugee.
similar to like
I'm a
refugee.
refugee.
Okay. What is it?
I'm a refugee.
So how though?
I'm not from Florida.
Tíramelo.
So you're not from Florida? Okay, yeah, definitely. It could be basically like someone who like immigrated. Okay. Basically, it's someone who leaves during wartime. Okay. What is a struggle they might have?
Being different.
Yep, definitely. They might like not speak like the language, and then what else kind of goes along the lines of that?
Not knowing the language, not reading it, not speaking
Also,
it.
basically, like they wouldn't be able to like communicate with like people like around them. That would be like the problem. And then what about? That's like another thing that might be a struggle or a problematic thing they go through.
Racism.
Yes. So that's like a big one that none of the classes really deal with because they were thinking more along the lines of shelter. Basically, people would judge them based on like where they're like from. Okay. And we're gonna dig deeper into that because she's a Syrian refugee. So interesting. Anything else that they might struggle with that we can think of? So why might like a refugee struggle? Yep, definitely basically like new culture, and then yes, awesome. So basically,
Ran out of both tapes, so I'm going on my third roll.
Lots of the times they would have to go to like like camps because they can have shelter, and then they also have struggles finding like food. Okay, so keep all that in mind as we go through this lesson. Okay, Syria had a civil war. It's kind of recent. Okay, this story is from like 2011. Basically, there's three groups. They're all fighting because of like religious beliefs on their own soil. Okay, so lots of casualties happened. In 2018, it's estimated that like 90,000 people died as a result of these wars. Because this is going on, there are a lot of Syrian refugees who basically left that area, okay, to get out of a crisis like zone, okay? It's basically so they can be safe. She is a poet, okay? At the time, she leaves Syria when she's 16, so she's a teenager. She's basically writing about how it was when she got to America and she was judged because she was Syrian, okay? Any questions about that so far?
Wait, she's from Russia?
What is it?
Where's she from?
Syria.
Oh, I think she's Russia.
No, so she's a Syrian refugee, so basically we're thinking like Middle East. Okay, so a martyr is a person who has suffered or killed for their belief. Okay, and then less is with the intention of avoiding. Asunder is to become pieces. Coveted is to want something in an inappropriate way, and then ricochet is to bounce off of a surface. Okay. We want to annotate for imagery. That's why I was talking with you guys like
I'm
about
actually
that.
making this for my
Imagery
friend
is just when you
Gabe.
have a mental image in your head, okay? When an author like writes. So you want to think to yourself as we go through this poem, what are some things that are mental images she's creating in my mind? Any questions about imagery? Do we all have that definition? Sweet. So I'm gonna start. We're gonna watch this video. Then we're gonna
How do you know this shit?
El papel.
Walks down the city street. Passers-by stare. Some look away quickly. Others sneer. inspire this passionate
Not to be a
young woman?
bitch or anything.
What does it mean for her to claim ownership of her identity? How can she use poetry to combat prejudice? Find out. Read Welcome to America by Sarah Abu Rashad.
Okay, cool. So everything you should have gotten from that video is she breaks a slam book about her experiences. Remember, she is a refugee herself. She grew up in basically a time where there was a ton of like war happening in Syria. Okay, which was relatively recently. Okay, remember we're coining the story around like 2011. Okay, she leaves as a teenager. She comes to the United States. She's really put off by the amount of prejudice and like racism like comments she gets. Okay, people think she is like basically like a violent person just because she came from Syria. Okay, so we're on page 95. Make sure you're following along. We're gonna go through the first 3 stanzas and see what we see.
Bring us your oppressed, your exhausted bodies, your hungry, unheard crowds, and we shall set them free. I'd like to welcome you to one and only, the greatest America, says the lady in the white shirt behind the desk. Now, honey, please fill out all these papers, and don't forget to send us your story. Why you came here, your hopes and expectations. We wish you a happy life.
Alright, awesome. So, a couple things I noticed here. What do the refugees look like based upon the first 2
She
lines?
wish she had a happy life.
Yep, she wishes she had a happy life, but like, what is she kind of like going for in these first 2 lines? Like, what do the refugees look like?
The what?
So, what do the refugees look like in these 2 lines? Like, what are they struggling with?
Skin color.
So, it's gonna be 95. What is it?
Skin color.
So, that wouldn't necessarily be like struggle. Like, what are they kind of like feeling?
Exhausted.
Yes, awesome. They're exhausted, so we can basically picture them going on like a huge like journey. Okay. Another thing too is they're like hungry. Okay, so they're starving. They basically haven't had access to like essentials. Then what happens in lines 3 through 5?
Nací aquí.
So Jesus, what happens in lines 3 through 5?
35.
Or 3 through 5. So 3, 4, 5.
She actually walked
Okay,
in
and now the plushie is officially done.
white shirt behind the desk.
Yep, awesome. So basically, like, first part would be she's welcomed, and then also, like, the person who's there has kind of, like, white shirt, she's behind a desk, okay? So she's in an environment she's not necessarily familiar with, and she's feeling a little anxious. Then what happens in
You're gonna want
lines
to snip
6
some
through
excess
9?
tape.
Yeah, sis.
Just do a little bit of
So what happens in, like, lines, like, 6 through 9?
Nada.
No. Just papers and stuff.
snipping off.
Okay, make sure you don't use phones. Yep.
No one's on their phone.
I don't have a
Okay, I didn't see anyone on their phone, but someone said yellow card, so just remember to keep it away.
My
Yep.
phone's all the way over there.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to us. I'm sorry, I'm just making eye contact with you.
You on your
Okay.
phone?
Bitch, do it look like I'm on my phone?
Yes.
She said he was.
Okay.
No, I said, oh my gosh, I didn't say anything. You guys have to listen. Okay, you're all fine. Anthony, what is in lines 6, 7, 8, and 9?
He was on his phone. I know, bitch.
What about papers and like hopes and expectations?
Yes, awesome. So basically, like, she's filling out paperwork and documentation to get into, like, the United States. Okay. Also, they're asking her, like, questions that are going to be, like, almost, like, slightly, like, kind of offensive because they're like, oh, like, what's inspiring about you? Why are you here? What are your hopes and dreams? Remember, she's basically just trying to escape a war zone. Okay. So she's going through a lot. What I would highlight here is I highlight lines 1, 2, and 5. Okay.
Okay, and make sure to like, subscribe, and watch our other videos. We don't got a lot at this point in the making of the video, but soon there will be more. We got big plans. Just stay tuned. Bye.